This is the answer to the first question. What was the hardest part of telling us that you had cancer? The hardest part was worrying that you girls would think that cancer means death and that you would worry that I was going to die. What kinds of questions did I have for the doctors? Everything. I had a big white three-ring binder with sections for every doctor I saw. For the surgeon, the oncologist who was going to administer the chemo, the plastic surgeon who would perform the reconstruction, the acupuncturist, the therapist, etc. Dad's and my, I guess our biggest question was, am I going to die? But all the doctors reassured us that they caught the cancer early, very early. It was stage 1, and after the surgery, I knew that I didn't have any lymph nodes involved, and then I knew in my gut that I was not going to die from the cancer. Actually, the whole time I knew in my gut I wasn't going to die from the cancer. Still, it was really hard to keep my head straight. It was hard not to go through those catastrophic thoughts that could make me feel like I was going crazy. What kinds of treatment options did the doctors talk about? Well, first they talked about what's called a quadrectomy of the left breast, and that is since the 3 tumors were in the left bottom quarter of my left breast, that they could take a quarter of my breast off, and I thought that sounded disgusting. And then they talked about taking my left breast in total because that was the one with the cancer. And initially that's what I did. We had to make so many decisions so fast that I couldn't make the decision to take both breasts We had to make so many decisions so fast that I couldn't make the decision to take both breasts right away. So I decided to take the left one, but then just a few days later after the surgery, I decided that I wanted my body to be even, even if it had to be even with 2 reconstructed breasts. And I also didn't want to live with the risk that the cancer would someday maybe come back in the right breast, and I would have to go through all of this trauma again. So after chemo was finished, I recovered for a few weeks, and then I had the right breast removed and started the reconstruction at the same time. Here's the 4th question. How did your relationships with important people in your life? I was completely overwhelmed with the love and support of my family and friends, especially Mom Mare and Bro, who encouraged Mom to come, whenever she wanted to or whenever I needed her. And remember, we hadn't lived in the Northwest for very long at that time, so to feel the support from our Northwest friends was unbelievable to our family. For a long time, I did feel changed, like I will never be mad at anyone again, or I will never hold on to any anger again, or anything like that. But then eventually, habits creep back, and I found myself slipping into my old ways, But my biggest relationship that changed really was my relationship with God. I felt God's presence in all that I did. I prayed more than ever, and I could not believe God's mercy on me, just one small person on the planet, me. And He was so merciful to you all, to you girls and to Daddy, and that you were able to concentrate on school and on all your activities and your friends, and that Dad could focus on work and everything. I just thought that was a blessing. Although I know in everyone's mind they worried and they prayed a lot.